On today's episode, we put the 2003 Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis Switcheroo classic Freaky Friday to the ultimate test. The nostalgia test. Friday was freaky.
Welcome to the Nostalgia Test Podcast, the show where two longtime friends put their mainstream pop culture past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test.
Weird. What? That's what you went with?
That's what I went with. All right, everyone.
All right.
Welcome to another episode of the Nostalgia Test Podcast. I'm your host here in LA, Dan Dissinger, and I'm here with, guess what, everyone? First of all, we're here with longtime friend, co-host, Manny Coelho, there in
What
Long
up?
Island.
Special
On Long
announcement
Island.
right away off the bat.
Yes, and
Kicking off
special announcement.
2025 the right way.
Yeah, co-host, longtime friend, Billy D'Elia there, North Carolina. That's right, Billy
What's up,
officially
boys?
Officially
co-hosting
the third
the
host
Nostalgia
here.
Test Podcast.
Very
Yes.
excited for it, boys. When you guys reached out, I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Love being a guest. So excited to join as a co-host. Really
I
amped
think
for
Billy
that,
was
boys.
planning this all along. That's why those Metallica ones were happening.
Oh,
It's my
Check-
evil long-term plan.
yeah, check out the Thrash episode and the Black Album episode and coming soon 90s era Metallica,
Oh,
which that was
yeah.
a 2-hour marathon. Got to cut that down, I think.
Yeah, I would think so, man. I mean, yeah, that was a rough one.
But I mean, if you all know Billy from all the episodes he's been on, and check out the American Psycho episode, which is insanely amazing.
Great episode.
Cannot wait to get this episode going. And Manny, you were just frozen like a crazy
Yeah,
person.
I was like, these guys are kicking me out. They're freezing me out.
Because we're in speaker view, no one saw, but Manny was literally just like, like in that movie Smile, just like. But
Oh,
Billy,
man,
thank
that
you
was
so much
awesome.
for jumping on.
No,
as,
I'm amped
official
about it,
co-host.
guys. Thank you. Really,
Yeah.
really amped about it. So thanks for asking me, guys. I'm really amped about it. It should be fun.
And
Billy
this
passes
is-
the test. So,
Yeah,
all right,
Yes.
absolutely.
let's jump into this freaking. All right, first of all, can I just like say something? Do you guys like the Switcheroo movies?
Mm.
Before you
It's-
went into this,
It's
I mean-
tough, right? Like, because what are the other ones? Like, we got, because I actually had to look it up. I was just doing this now. So we had 1987, we had like Father Like Son, which is the one with Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron.
Mm.
And
I
then-
kind of like that one, or I remember liking. it.
Have you watched it recently? That's my
No.
problem too. Is I liked it growing up. These are, I think this and the other one is Vice Versa from 1988, which is weird. Those ones were so close. And that was the one with Judge Reinhold and who was his son?
Mhm.
Was it Fred Savage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But these are movies you watch. They're randomly on HBO. You wind up watching in the afternoon or something. But like, I like
that
those at
one.
the
They
time,
had this
Manny,
like weird
but-
statue that they
Yes,
had,
and they
that
touched it. Was
they
that the one where
touched
it's
it.
weird? They had to strip down their underwear. It was really
Yes.
awkward. Yeah, very.
Yeah,
strange.
yeah.
Okay.
Again,
See,
I bought like Bill. I do. You're right. Like I remember liking, like enjoying them. I do like the one with Jason Bateman. And was it Jason Bateman?
Oh,
I
was
think
that the
so.
one in Ryan Reynolds?
And Ryan Reynolds, and they do a change. It's called Change Up.
Yeah, it's
and
like
then-
they're friends that switch, and one's like a fuck up, and
Yeah.
the other one's all
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's always like, and you know, the thing is about these movies, you know what they're gonna do. It's like, oh, you need to step in someone else's shoes to understand what they're going
Everyone
through.
learns
and
their
then
lesson.
Yeah.
you end up
Yeah.
like loving them more because you realize they are sacrificing a little bit of themselves for you, and blah 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 blah. But this has been going on for a while, and I know we don't like reboots, and the only reason why we watch it, I was like, why is Dan making us watch this one out of all the ones? I'm like,
Well,
why this one? Like, I remember watching this like once, and it was like popular because at the time it was Lindsay Lohan, like
yeah.
Yep.
in Lindsay Lohan prime. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
you know, was this before Mean Girls? I think this was before
This
Mean
was
Girls,
Before Mean Girls.
right after
Uh,
the switch of her playing herself as a twin. She was that
The
was
Parent Trap.
Oh,
Parent Trap.
and
Yeah.
that was a remake of the one from like the 70s.
yeah,
Yeah. And that was a good one. I mean, I like.
Yeah, that wasn't
I
bad.
like Parent Trap.
Yeah,
I like the Parent Trap.
yeah.
For now,
Absolutely.
I mean, again, I haven't watched it since then.
I watched it a few years ago,
Yeah,
and it was good. It was still good, 100%.
yeah. What the hell?
But yes, it 2003 Freaky Friday, 2004 Mean Girls, and then it just gets really weird after that for Lindsay Lohan. Like I think it's 2006. Let's see, 2004. There we go. Yeah, Mean Girls, and then Herbie Fully Loaded 2005, and that's when things start to
Jump the
go
shark.
off.
Yeah,
the
but
rails.
and then she's back now, and she's doing Christmas movies.
Bro,
Which-
I inadvertently watched one
Yeah.
of those, and I didn't even realize it was her at first. Like I was like looking for
The
something
re-
mindless
what?
and whatever's like Amazon or whatever it's on, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, why do I recognize this person?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy fuck,
Mhm.
it's Lindsay Lohan."
Everyone's
She's totally
saying that
different.
this year. She looked totally different than even the one that she did last year.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. The one that came out this year was Our Little Secret, which actually I watched and thought actually it was not bad at all.
Not a
actually.
bad movie.
No,
I wouldn't even call it a Christmas movie.
it
It
was
just
funny.
kind of a movie. It was.
Yeah,
It
it was
fun.
entertaining.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. I've seen worse
The
Christmas
one,
movies.
the one before that with the guy from Princess Bride.
Ooh,
And she,
I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
She like she
Yeah.
has amnesia for a little while.
that one.
She looked totally
yeah.
different.
Yeah,
then, too.
ski resort.
Ski Resort. Yeah,
I saw that one.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that one.
Ooh,
It
that
was
one
like-
is.
It was like
It's rough.
so. Me and my wife love cheesy holiday movies, and that was fucking cheesy.
That one.
cheesy.
That
Too
one was
cheesy.
crazy. Yeah, but I think like Freaky Friday, it was a very, it was a classic Lindsay Lohan movie. And the thing is, they came out with there's a sequel to it, a legacy sequel, basically,
Is that what's
in many
coming out?
ways. Did it come out? I believe it did come out, or it is coming out.
Is that why we watched it? Like, why did you choose out of all
So
the movies that
there
we
it
could
is.
have watched?
Freakier Friday is coming out, or is release date August 8th, 2025.
And she's in it.
They're in it. Yeah, Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis, Chad Michael Murray
Oh wow,
comes
yeah, I'm
back.
reading
All
the
right,
same
can
thing.
we-
Yeah,
Her
we
friend
straight up
comes
say-
back. Peg. Mark Mark Harmon is in it again.
was
All
that
right.
the
I mean,
step-dad?
Can we
Yeah.
talk about? Can we
Generic-
do some
comes back.
facts
Generic
about
90s
this
movie guy.
Was this
Ugh.
movie? This movie was considered a good hit, right? A blockbuster in a way.
This was
For her?
considered a hit, of course.
It's got
Yeah,
a
I'm pretty sure.
4.7 on Amazon. Like when you look, so
Yeah.
It made $160 million.
But like, it is so bad acting. Like,
Eh.
nothing in this movie, except for Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis acting as each other.
Yeah.
Think about it. Jamie Lee Curtis probably had to do the most of the acting.
oh yeah,
She had to
Yeah.
act like she was a kid, right?
Yeah.
Like a snobby, emo, punk rock stereotype choker with the
Oh my
heart.
God.
What was this
He-
outfit?
This was
This
like
was mainstream. What mainstream thought emo looked like?
in
Well,
2003. Yep.
it was so 2003. And the thing is, I was looking at, I was like, this is like this is like an unauthorized biography of Avril Lavigne, because like that's who she was dressed up as.
Yes.
like
100%.
100%.
it was insane.
Or Avril Lavigne based her lifestyle on this movie.
Okay.
Like
Let's not forget, by the way,
producers-
that this movie was a remake of one that originally came out in 1976, starring Jodie Foster.
Yes.
That's right. And in
Yes.
that movie,
I didn't watch that.
me
Me neither.
And in that movie, they did it was a switcheroo on Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Definitely definitely less problematic as to why the switcheroo and how the switcheroo happened, but we'll get to that because this movie has.
But, Bro,
yeah,
there's lists that go on and on of Switch movies.
yeah,
One of them
Mulholland
being
Drive.
one of my favorites, Face Off. But Face Off is like a different
It's
Switch.
a little different.
It's different because it's like it's a physical Switch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
this like
Face
fake
off.
spiritual. First of all, can we talk about the grandmother? She should be arrested.
Who?
The grandmother. of the Chinese food restaurant place.
Oh yeah.
Or the
Oh,
mother
well.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
is
Keep
getting
going.
arrested. That's
Yeah.
it. Over. Movie's over. This lady walks around laughing
handing
and
out.
just handing out fortune cookies to people that she just feels like fucking their life up with. And the daughter knows it. The daughter's like, Mom.
Yeah. But that's the problem. That's a huge problem in this movie, right?
Dude,
that
she
they
tries to do it at the end.
Well, that's a problem. To switch up the kid with the grandfather?
Bro.
No.
And the grandfather was going out, like, telling the kid to flirt with the girl and the little girl, and he's like, I would do it. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are we watching in this movie?
Yeah, no. And oh God, no. It is okay. Okay, hold on. We're getting ahead of ourselves because there's a whole conversation to have about the magical people in this movie, which is, a whole thing, right? Yeah. But let's just like a little bit of facts just so people understand what we're even talking about, especially, if this is like 75 years in the future and you're listening to
They don't
podcast.
know this movie? Yeah, okay. Got it.
So Freaky Friday, 2003, American fantasy comedy, directed by Mark Waters from a screenplay written by Heather Hawk and Leslie Dixon, based on the Mary Rogers 1972 novel of the same name. So based on a novel. Then there was another one in the 70s, and then we have this one. So once again, one of these movies based on a novel, just like Roadhouse. No, not Roadhouse.
Yes, Roadhouse
Cocktail.
wasn't it?
Cocktail.
No, Cocktail and Die Hard and Cobra, all based on novels.
I didn't believe you when you first said that. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
100%. It is a third adaptation of the same story, the fifth installment overall in the Freaky Friday franchise. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan as mother and daughter, respectively, whose bodies are switched by mysterious and magical Chinese fortune cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And
that hurt.
Yeah.
They're like, green like this right away.
The grandmother
Holy shit.
needs to go to jail.
The film earned Jamie Lee Curtis a Golden Globe nomination.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, she didn't.
No way, bro. Come on.
Man, things were bad back then.
2003? What was not happening? Okay, well, there we go. So,
well, I mean, listen, she acted like a teenager, punk rock teenager. I thought Lindsay Lohan did a good job of being this, like, uptight doctor, when she had to be the adult or whatever.
Yeah.
But there was some crazy things, like, with the guy, the kid being in love with the mother. Like,
it got weird.
It just got weird. Some of this is like, what am I watching right now? And why do we find this funny?
Well, you said
enough that someone got nominated as the Golden Globe for this movie.
I mean, you said something, I think Manny or Billy, one of you in the text, why are there these movies about adults wanting to kiss children or vice versa? What?
Bro, remember Blank Check? Remember Blank Check?
Oh, yes. Where the mob is after the kid.
Yeah, but he makes out with the woman, and she's like, "Oh, get back to me when you're older." If that was, if roles were reversed, and he was like 13 or 14 at the time, and he's like, we're looking at it as like, oh yeah, he's getting with the older lady. I'm like, yeah, flip the script.
But he's a child.
He was like 10. Okay.
No. Yeah. I mean, you have that. You have 13 going on 30. There was like a weird thing in there. And of course they're like, oh, but it's like, but who's making these stories? Why do we need to see these weird
the same people
stories?
that were on that Nickelodeon show that got that documentary special.
There you go.
Right?
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I haven't watched that yet, but I heard my niece was telling me about it. I was like, all right, Molly, I don't know if you should be watching this.
Yeah.
But, so here we go. It starts out normal, like 2000s movie where you have teenager hates the parents, blah, blah, blah. They're yelling at each other. And and then she's at school.
She's acting out, though. Let's just not forget that she is acting out because she lost her father.
Yeah.
They don't throw that right up front, though, right? Unless I missed it.
Not really. And the mother's like getting remarried, but you don't really. You just know that the mother's getting remarried. You find out that there's more to it.
Yeah.
And that's why there's that whole like
Yeah.
heartfelt speech at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't find out the father's dead until there's 5 minutes left in the movie, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you just know that he's not around. She's getting remarried. You don't know that he died. Like that could have been some information that we could have known like earlier on.
It would have changed the whole vibe of the movie because I was like sitting there. I'm like, are they divorced? Like, I actually was questioning that in my head. I was like, what's going on? And then when I find out, I'm like, oh, okay, like that changes things a little bit. Like, no wonder she's acting the way she is. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But yo, her mom wasn't that much of a bitch. She's letting her fucking play music loud as fuck
In the garage,
in this
yeah.
awesome house that's
Yeah.
set up. The garage looks like it was set up like a studio. And
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like complaining about the mom. I'm like,
And yeah,
yo, calm down. She's not that
I mean,
terrible of a person.
Kids are assholes at that age, right? I'm sure we all were. So
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, can we talk about also their band name?
No, we can't talk about it. It's a podcast.
What was it
We're not
called?
supposed to.
Pink
What do you
Slip.
mean?
The
What is
band's
it called?
name
Pink slip?
was Pink Slip.
yes,
They're
Like I'm gonna take the pink slips to your car?
they're like 15 years old. They've never had jobs. Why would their name be Pink Slip?
Oh, like they got fired.
Yeah.
yeah, that is a little weird.
That is the dumbest name for a teenage band, like that's supposed to be a punk emo band. Like we're Pink Slip. It's just like, okay, you might
You
as
know
well
what?
just call them like pension or
You know what I-
401k.
401k.
You know what I thought was funny is like when you watch it as an adult on how much they have to foreshadow everything right in the beginning
Oh
of
my
a
god,
movie
yeah.
that's made for teenagers. Like you're like, oh, there's a rehearsal dinner and then there's a concert all at
On
the
the
same
same
time.
night. Yeah.
All the same night, and they just so happen to be invited. And you're like, and here's the twist.
Yeah.
Here's gonna be the
It's a
dilemma.
twist.
Oh
yeah.
So like it's so funny, like back then, did we fall for it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly can't remember if I'd ever watched this before this. I may have bits and pieces, but I don't think I didn't see it in the theater or anything like that. So
Oh, really? You don't remember it?
But
So
we
you don't-
fell for these things like in movies like Big. Like
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the logic of Big is
just
like ridiculous.
formulaic plot they've done over and
Yeah.
over a million different times, right?
In a week, he's like the head of a whole department in a toy like corporation.
Because
He
he's
has
a
an
child.
Yeah, and he's really just a child, and his friend who has no parents in Big, he's just
Yes.
all the ways running around. We fell for that. We're like, yeah, this makes sense, cool, because the
Totally.
soundtrack was awesome. This movie's soundtrack, cover song central, like
Yeah.
everything was a cover song, and it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
It was a great soundtrack, and this is the Adam Sandler formula. You have a
Yeah, oh, yeah.
ridiculous plot, you put it behind a really good soundtrack behind it. And then you just throw, I guess, Stephen
sappiness.
Tobolowsky in there. Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. It's fucking
This
crazy.
movie, I will say the first thing I noticed, this is a very dated film. Like this is very much like a snapshot of the late 90s, early 2000s because it's like
Yes.
the whole pop punk emo thing. Like,
Mhm.
you look at this now and like I'm surprised, like I was telling you guys, I watched with my daughter. I'm surprised she wasn't like, what the fuck is this? Because it's just so so different from nowadays, right? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
yeah,
it's very
yeah.
like snapshot in time.
Oh,
Well, I think like what you have to say about your daughter is that like the plot itself, though, like think about, does the Switch plot work? And it does. Like it doesn't matter that it was a snapshot of
It's a good point.
this little part of the 90s. Like that
Mhm.
was like, I don't want to say most of the 90s. It wasn't. It was just this like one section of it that we could recall. And we grew up in, we also grew up on like Long Island, which is what you would say almost where emo, like the heart of emo was, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
like
yeah.
there's that. And then like punk rock, Blink-182 hit the mainstream. You got
Yep.
Avril Lavigne was like a whole thing for girls.
Yeah.
And like, so for us, it's like, oh yeah, it was a clip of that
Mhm.
year. But like,
Yep.
think about why Switch movies are still being made, because
Yeah.
it works.
It resonates. Yep.
Because it resonates the fact that you're like, first of all, it's your daughter, right? Seeing a daughter resonate with their parent
Yeah, it's a
about
good point.
something tough in their life, and like
Yeah.
seeing
Probably-
both ways.
Yeah,
So,
for
like-
kids, it probably hits more. Yeah,
They're not gonna say it. It's just probably in
it's
there
in the
right
brain.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Mm.
good point.
You know,
It's a
Yeah.
good
that's
point.
why it works, and that's why they use it. I mean, we make fun of the fact that they just got nothing else to do, right? Like, I don't know why they're gonna make this other. Like, here's the thing.
Money. It must make money.
Did the preview
100%.
Did the preview come out of the new movie?
I don't
Ooh, good
think
question.
so.
I haven't seen
Because
it yet.
are you going to say, oh, we did it again? Because that's ridiculous. Because if it's them again, right,
Yeah.
won't they know how to get out of it?
Well, maybe,
point.
but
Can you force yourself to get out of it though? Like, because isn't it supposed to be like emotionally you
genuine
understand
thing.
the other person? Like, you can't fake that, right? Like, whoever.
Yeah.
I don't know where this comes from. Like the Chinese magic, I guess, that makes it happen. Maybe.
Oh my
right?
God.
Asian magic.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's the
First of all-
problem. Like that, when I saw that, I was just like, here we go again.
But that's how
Like-
it was in a lot of these Switch movies back then. It was always like an Asian thing.
Gremlin's the
that-
same thing. It's the old Asian guy that has the what's
Yeah.
his name? Gizmo.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what.
Yeah.
What?
Because it's
so-
it's like the mystic Far East thing. Like they're leaning
Yeah.
into that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we
But-
don't understand this.
But again,
Yeah. But
again,
in the
that
first
woman
one,
should be arrested.
it was Friday the 13th. That's why they got the Switch. Why
At
change
least
to
there's
like?
some logic there. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
need a
oh, yeah,
magical. We need a magical.
Logic.
And like
Asian
apparently it's
character?
just like
No.
this woman's like only with these she has these cookies waiting just for
Yeah.
the right moment because she
Right.
wants to teach a lesson to
Yeah.
these to the two people that are arguing.
Yeah.
And then like also was this a whole setup so that they could finally cater the party? Because she wanted to
That's their
cater
end
the
game.
party the
That's
whole time.
all their end game is. Like, yo, fuck these people. We're catering their wedding.
And why this? I mean, this place is huge. It's like a PG. It's like a PF Chang's. This thing,
You know,
Bro.
that
massive.
was a huge. I mean, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but like 99.9% of the time I've ever eaten Chinese food in my life, it's takeout. Like I can,
Yes.
like I couldn't even think like if I want to go out to like a nice sit down Chinese restaurant, I could not fucking tell you where there was one.
It's
no
funny you
idea.
say that,
Wow.
Bill, because apparently there's one opening up that took over Lisbon at night over here in Car
Oh,
Place.
really?
And for the
Okay.
last year, it's supposed to be a nice Chinese food restaurant, not like authentic. And I'm like, all right, I'm kind of interested because like
I'm willing
I
to check
don't
that out.
know
Yeah.
what like
Yeah.
real Chinese food that's
Nope.
not just like fried rice and shrimp.
Chicken and broccoli.
Yeah, chicken and broccoli. That's all not any of
Yeah.
that, right?
Not authentic at
So
all,
I was
right?
kind of
Yeah.
like looking forward to that. Do you know this place reminded me of like Rush Hour, like the place
Yeah.
that they would
right,
go to in
yes.
Rush Hour and like fight and
Totally.
destroy the place. Like
Yeah.
that's what this set
Yeah.
was. They were like
Yep.
using the Rush Hour set.
Well, this whole movie took place in a very general California place. Like it was L.A., but it was Santa Monica maybe, and then it was possibly San Francisco, and then it was possibly because they were in Little Tokyo at some point. That's really
Okay.
Yes.
like or or Chinatown or something, right? And in L.A., there's a ton of Chinese like restaurants that are sit down like that.
Oh, really?
Right? Like yeah, there's one right by me here in West Hollywood
okay.
that's a little different. It's kind of more fusion, but it's really interesting. It's called Genghis Cohen. The inside is beautiful.
Genghis
It's-
Cohen? Is
Dude.
it like Chinese Jewish fusion?
well, I kind of in a way, and then there's a music venue attached to it, so they also have like bands that play like, and there's other thing right next to it. It's huge. It's like a really like well-known
That's
place.
pretty cool.
But takeout in LA isn't the same as takeout in New York. Like it's
Mm.
more like now because of
Oh.
like DoorDash and shit, it's
Yeah,
way
yeah,
different.
yeah.
But people go to like there's more sit down there's more sit down restaurants like that. Kind of like like in New York, it's like they have Chinatown, but yeah, it's much more takeout like
Yeah.
centric. What I was confused of was how many people had motorcycles at this high school because at
Yeah.
one point there was like 20 of them lined up in a parking lot.
Yeah.
It's actually a feeder school for biker gangs.
And was he even like a student? Because he worked in
Okay.
two different places.
Yeah, they
Can
were
we-
very
yeah.
ambiguous on that, right?
Yeah,
work
let's talk
here.
about it.
What does that
Chad
mean?
Michael Murray, who from One Tree Hill, and then he was in a Christmas movie this year called The Merry Gentleman, where the point of that movie was a woman comes back to help her, I guess, to come back to her hometown, sees that her parents' bar is going out of business, and she turns PG-rated strip club where they do like a Chippendales dance, and Chad Michael Murray's in it.
So fucking weird, dude.
Wow.
The first half of the plot, I'm like, all right, this sounds like every Hallmark movie, and then it jumped the shark.
But
Whoa.
he was crazy. I didn't know how old he was the entire movie. I was like, he's either somewhere between 18 and 25. And
Yes,
they
I
agreed.
couldn't figure it out.
Like I thought
Yep.
maybe he just graduated high school or something like that. I don't know. And like, first of all, why do like I want to go to a high school that I see on television.
Oh yeah, where it's all outdoor and beautiful. Maybe
It's
that's
all
LA,
outdoors.
and we
Like
just
that's
grew up
all
in the wrong
LA, I
place.
guess, right? Because anytime
Yeah.
I saw this, I'm like, who can relate to any of this? And I guess it's like out west. This is what they look like.
It was like 90210.
Yeah, like 90210, Freddie, the movies with Freddie Prinze Jr., like any of those
Yep.
movies in the 90s, it was
Yeah.
like, oh, they pass each other, like lockers outside.
I
Lockers
guess it
outside.
doesn't rain there
That was amazing.
ever.
Yeah,
No.
like no rust from the salt from the ocean. I don't understand.
What is this? What's
thing.
going on?
Come on.
Definitely, this is so the thing is like that's what I'm saying. It could be Santa Monica, it could be like somewhere in the valley, or it can be like San Diego, or like somewhere in LA. Though, like in one of these high schools, because it was so funny. I was trying to figure it out the whole time. I was like, where are they? But then they were at the House of Blues, which I believe was on Sunset.
Yeah.
And it was just all very confusing. I mean, I had no idea where they were from. But
Maybe it's deliberately ambiguous.
yeah, it was like Los Angeles, California, wherever you want
That's
to
a
be.
good name for a band, by the way. Deliberately ambiguous.
Way better than Pink Slip.
100%.
The fuck kind of name is that? Pink Slip. And the two dudes in that band said nothing.
No. They shut
Now,
up
let
and
me
play
ask
the
you
drums
guys
and the
this.
bass.
Would you, if this happened to you, would you tell your friends,
100%.
especially
I'd be
ones
like,
that are
yeah.
you're in the band with?
Of course. What is the point of lying? I mean, they're probably going to think you're nuts, but they're your friends and you're a teenager. They're not going to get you committed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they'd be
exactly.
like, "Bro, really?" Because like, "Yo, you're acting weird." It's like that's
Like,
because
shut up,
I'm my
asshole.
mother. Like,
Yeah.
Like, okay, bro, great.
yeah,
I mean, it was so weird that like, and this was a very disturbing scene in my opinion. When they had the first when they first switched and then they woke up, we see Jamie Lee Curtis is like doing a voiceover as like she's trying to figure out what's going on as she's in Lindsay Lohan's body.
Yeah.
And we have to watch her grope herself the entire and then like she grabs her own butt and I'm like, this is how she's figuring it out. You should know that something's wrong right away.
You know what
Like,
was
you don't
creepy
have
about
to-
that scene too? Didn't she like look down the front of her pants and say like
Yes!
she's gonna be grounded? And I was like, oh, this is awkward. Like,
Yeah. I was like, no, this is
I'm
wrong.
like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Reference doesn't belong in this film, my friends.
Yeah, none of it. It was really, really fucking disturbing.
I agree.
That whole part, and I was just like, but of course, again, these
But these
Switcheroo
kind of-
movies are like
these
that.
kind of movies have to be. They're like there's always a fine line of the adult joke and then the kid joke.
Yeah, it's true, I
Right?
guess. Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, like, who are these movies for then?
They're probably trying to
you
hit on
wanna-
both audiences, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. But like Bill,
I mean, it
this
could be
is-
worse.
there's
You
a
could be
couple
watching
things
like
that-
Grease, which is blatantly inappropriate for children. But I found that out when I
Oh.
took my kids to see it.
yes.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
My
no, it
mom was
is-
very freaked out when she showed me that
Hickey
movie.
from Kaniki. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, making the ladies cream.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, I think maybe they're trying to straddle that line, Manny, right? Like where they want to do both, and like, oh, we can get adults to watch it because they'll have
Yes.
some hidden jokes, read between the lines jokes, you know?
But a
Mhm.
lot of these, like, I don't know, not to sound too like whatever, but it's like you're laughing at the fact that an adult is hitting on a kid.
Yeah.
And you find it funny, or a kid is trying to hit on an adult, and it's like there's humor in that because of the fact that it's supposed to be taboo, and you're laughing at like the joke about the 81-year-old grandfather telling the 8-year-old kid, "Go talk to that girl," and he's like, "If you would, I would," and it's like, and then the grandma's about to come and switch those two, like
Yeah,
that's a little weird. That's a little
Yes.
weird. Like,
that was disturbing. That was disturbing. That and it
Yeah.
ended on that.
yeah.
Man.
With
Like,
with,
is that going to
yeah.
be the legacy sequel? Like, 81-year-old
Oh, my
grandfather
God.
switches.
No? Well, no, he's dead at this point.
He's dead, right?
CGI,
Well,
baby.
He was insane. First of
Animation.
all, that character was out of
Dude,
his
the
fucking
earthquake
mind.
scenes, it was so
Yeah.
funny. Like,
Oh, yeah.
first of all, the fact that the ongoing joke that he couldn't really hear, and and he was like basically making fun of the stepdad. Like he's
Oh
like,
my God.
stop trying so hard and all that stuff. And then him and
Yeah.
the grandkid are just like the little like joking that goes along when he's like, oh, we have role reversal, and he's like,
Yeah.
there's an earthquake, there's an earthquake, there's an earthquake. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I was like, I get
It
I mean,
was.
yeah. Classic little brother. I would have
Oh,
liked
yeah.
more classic little brother like hijinks.
Yeah,
Like,
I
way
agree
more.
because they bust each other's chops, but it wasn't anything crazy, right? But then they
No.
instantly use it to sap it up, where like she goes to the school, right? So
Yes. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when she read the letter and she's like, he's like, don't tell her because I like, pretending that we're fighting all the time. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like
It was-
that's cute. Again,
Yeah.
all of it is like relatable, especially if
Yeah.
you have like brothers and sisters
Yeah.
Yep.
and stuff like that. So like, I get why these movies do well.
Oh, absolutely. And it was weird to see cursive writing though.
Dude,
Like,
I can't
that
do
kid
that
wrote-
anymore.
We should do a whole
Yeah.
episode where we try to write in cursive.
Just cursive writing past the nostalgia test. Fail.
No.
Hell no,
No.
not at all. But yeah, it was interesting. There are a couple things that were really cool that really stuck out to me too, Billy, as you were saying, like this was such a time capsule. One was definitely like Von Dutch, like every
Every fun douche.
Have you guys
It was
seen that doc? There's
everywhere.
a doc about that.
I actually saw it last night when
There
I was going through Amazon or something to find something to watch. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did know. I haven't watched it, but
I haven't
there's
watched
a
it either,
documentary
really.
about
Bro,
everything. There's a
all
whole
these movies
documentary
about the
this.
90s things like Von Dutch and all that stuff, but how like these people made so much money so quickly and like they all
Yeah.
did it the wrong way and get fucked over later on. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so many of that like
Yeah.
that's coming out. Like
That's
that,
right.
like Movie Pass. Remember that Movie Pass?
Oh,
You
Yeah.
could buy like, dude,
good.
they scammed so many people. So
Really?
many people. Oh yeah.
So
That one
good.
I watched. It was fucking crazy. That one
There
got
was one about leggings. This woman who has like a leggings or like dress pyramid scheme. I don't know. This is a whole tangent. What the fuck is going on? Like, what are we doing here? Okay.
I mean, how much more? I think we're going on because, like,
Well,
what
were
more
there
can
parts
you-
in the movie that you really like, where you feel like really stuck out, that I thought like this was really funny? I really laughed here. I thought this was really funny.
there was a couple. I'm trying to remember what they were now.
A part of me was like, a lot of the funny stuff for me came from like Mark Harmon, like the stepdad, like the guy who's
Mhm.
become the stepdad.
Yeah.
The fact that he was like every day we just saw Jamie Lee Curtis on the back of the motorcycle, which
Yes.
had Michael Murray, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And
Yeah,
he was in
his
the car
character was-
trying to figure. Oh, he was great.
His character was good. I mean, I don't think anything was like that hilariously funny. I was trying to think of, did I find the skits where she was pretending when she was repeating the questions to the patients that came in?
Oh, that was pretty
Oh, yeah,
good.
that was good. I liked when
That was-
when the mom in her body broke down the teacher of why he was such a piece of shit to her. That part was
Yeah.
pretty funny. I was laughing at that. That was good.
That's Stephen Tobolowsky from Groundhog Day in every
Yeah.
movie
Yes.
under the sun.
Do you know
He
that they
played-
say there's a theory that they say that his character is the one that causes the Groundhog Day to happen?
Come on.
And
Is
to
it Ned Ryerson?
Ned Ryerson, because
Yeah.
he doesn't say he remembers Ned, right? And Ned
She's
tells
mad.
him to doesn't tell him to watch the step or whatever. So
What's that first
Ned-
step? It's a doozy.
Yeah, Ned fucks him up until he finally goes through this whole thing, and you know how he like finally buys the insurance and everything,
Yeah.
and like the next day everything's fine. Ned is the one
Mm,
that causes.
Have you guys
the whole
done
thing.
that one yet or no?
No.
no.
We should have
No.
done it for February, but
Yeah.
That one they say that like I know this is a tangent, so you can cut it out if needed, but apparently, like if you go to the IMDb notes, apparently because Harold Ramis directed it, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, how long was he stuck in this? He said it was supposed to be like 1,000 years, and I'm like, what the fuck,
Shut
dude?
the
I was
fuck
like, that
up.
makes it so much darker. Like,
oh yeah,
That-
yeah, it's supposed to be really a
oh.
dark comedy that like that's why he's so good at everything he does, because like think about when he plays the piano that he's excellent in it.
oh yeah,
Right?
exactly.
How long that would have taken just to
Years.
learn the piano.
Yeah,
And then
Mhm.
he became a great ice sculpturist.
that movie's
That
good.
was
Bill
crazy.
Murray's
That-
also the perfect guy to play that.
Yeah.
Totally, he is. But that movie, thousands of years. No, fuck
That's
that,
I'm
dude.
I'm googling it now.
That's insane. Well, here's some of the trivia, some of the funny things. Like when Jamie Lee Curtis found out that Lindsay Lohan was going to be playing her daughter, and that she had starred in The Parent Trap, she asked which twin did she play, unaware that Lohan had performed both roles.
Stop it.
Yeah.
They
I remember
didn't even speak to each other.
you didn't
Stop.
even watch it. Like, come on. Like, you don't know? That's ridiculous.
I mean, that's crazy.
That's
Okay.
fucked up. A member of the band Orgy instructed Jamie Lee Curtis on how to play the guitar in a concert sequence, although Curtis practiced at making it look authentic. In the finished film, a studio musician overdubbed the guitar solo. Those like scenes were really crazy. Like the fact that Lindsay Lohan's character like ripped insane guitar solos, like I was like, that was really amazing to me.
Did they say a Finnish musician?
Yeah, like a studio musician, a
So
Finnish
some
musician.
like death metal guy from Finland.
Yeah, probably. No, not Finnish. That would be great. No, a musician came in and overdubbed the guitar.
I thought you meant
That would
Finnish.
be great.
It's like the guy from Children of Bodom.
Yeah, that would be amazing. It's just like come in and do this solo, and then all of a sudden you see like Lindsay Lohan's like. That would be insane. Oh
like
my
fucking
god!
Zakk Wylde solo.
Oh my god. Kelly Osbourne originally auditioned as Anna, not as Anna's best friend, and was offered the part but decided to back out. Later, she said people told her it was the biggest mistake she'd ever made due to the success of the film. Maybe. I mean, she's made plenty of other mistakes. I'm sure we can figure that out. It was No Doubt singer Gwen Stefani was offered a role as a member of the band. What? Really?
That would have been too. That would have been ridiculous.
She would have been a lot older.
Like, it's Gwen Stefani. Like, this is fucking dumb. Like,
Gwen Stefani.
Well, like, how old was Gwen Stefani?
Of course, they're gonna
at that
win.
Time?
In 2003, she would have
30 something, right?
She couldn't play a teenager, right?
And not even just a teenager; they were 15.
Yeah. I don't know.
No. Her friends
Thank
were
God
really
she said no to that.
crazy. I mean, the friend group was like really like they really needed to go to that audition. I thought they were going to run into the people from School of Rock.
Yes,
which would have been awesome.
That's a good movie.
A couple other things. Mark Harmon and Jamie Lee Curtis co-starred again as lovers 8 years later in the 9th season of NCIS. That's right, because he's in that show. I mean, there's so much. Tom Selleck was originally cast as the stepfather, but dropped out after.
Much better.
Wow, Annette Bening was also going to be in it, and she dropped out as he wanted to work with her. So it would have been Annette Bening, Tom Selleck, and Lindsay Lohan.
That would have been interesting. I love me some Tom Selleck with the stash.
Dude, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, what's the other guy's name? I just blanked on it.
Mark Harmon.
Mark Harmon is like the most generic 90s actor ever. Like he just has like stepdad written all over his face for movies. I feel like every movie he's in, he's like generic middle-aged white guy. Like that's what he is. Oh, we need a generic middle-aged white guy. Let's get him. Like nothing interesting about him.
I mean, he I thought at first I was like, is he the guy from Miami Vice? But I'm like, no, he's the guy that looks like the guy from Miami Vice.
Yeah, he's like the generic guy from Miami Vice. He's not even the real guy. What's his name? Don Johnson.
Yeah, if he is like that's Miami Vice, he like Mark Harmon's from Levittown Vice.
Only Long Islanders will get that joke, podcast watchers.
Yeah, sorry, total Long Island joke, but and if you're from Levittown, I mean, look around.
Yeah, come on, let's not be inept.
Oh my God! I mean, Chad Michael Murray. What'd you think of him? He was pretty good. He was a crazy person.
I thought he was funny. He portrayed he leaned into it well, where like he falls in love with Jamie Lee Curtis because it's really Anna, and like where he's like outside the house and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" Like I thought he played that well. I thought.
Yeah, he I love that he his hair was like a whole other character. I mean, it could be Chad Michael Murray, and then right under him is like Chad Michael Murray's hair, because that was the quintessential like 2000s late 90s hair. I wish I could have had that hair then and now at the same time. That shit was crazy.
I mean, if you could grow hair like that, like why would you not play it up, right? It's like I'm gonna lean into that. Right? I mean, I think we'd all look ridiculous with hair like that, except Manny. I think you could probably make it work. You used to have hair that long.
I
Yeah.
used to, yeah. It takes a
Yeah.
while to get past the in between stage.
Yeah. Where you
You
look
should
like an
watch the
idiot for
Mary.
like 6 months.
Yeah.
If you watch The Merry Gentleman, which I suggest everyone do, it's really funny and weird. His fucking hair is like even crazier. It's just the swooping of his hair is like so like intense. It's like it's like his hair is like a whole like other thing. Um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, I think the movie came together pretty well in the end. I don't know, like it was a 2000s, Disney film.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I thought it would look a movie like this, like is the kind of thing like my daughter was really into it, watch the whole thing, and I was like, I was half paying attention to it, but like obviously had to pay attention because we're talking about it, right? But it's like it's a good background movie to me, right? Like
Yeah.
you're flipping around the channels on HBO, you're like, I want to watch something mindless. Bam, I'd watch it. So I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. It just is, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, it did its job for the 2000s, and I think.
Do you think it passes the test, though, Billy?
I mean, here we are. Why don't we like put it to the test, everyone? I mean, I'll say this. Before we even do that, it's been on our Instagram story. It's been being voted on all day, and right now it's 44% of the people that voted said it's still good. 33% said it's just nostalgic, and 22% said it's terrible. So according to Instagram, it passes the nostalgia test. Brian Colburn of My Weekly Mixtape told me that it better pass.
Wow.
And I think the movie boners like this one as well.
All right.
Wow. Well, again, movie boners, love you guys, but you guys like everything. I don't think there's anything that I've heard you don't like.
You guys love you guys too, but like once you guys like the Roadhouse reboot, I kind of,
yeah. I mean, like, dude, seriously, listen, this movie's fine. I think it stays nostalgic. I agree with Billy. It's definitely what was Main Street. What did mainstream 90s think of punk rock? This is what they thought of punk rock, of what it would be. But I think what works is the Switch movies. It's not necessarily that this movie is that great. I just think it stays nostalgic.
It's a tried and true format. I would probably agree with you. Like once again, I don't think I saw this in full at the time. I've seen bits and pieces over the years, but I agree with you because it's still nostalgic. Where like I wouldn't necessarily say it's good, right? Where I'm like, all right, like, but just because it's nostalgic doesn't mean like if it was on, I wouldn't watch it again, right? And I'm just like, all right, it's not shit. It's it's not great, but yeah, it's like, all right, this is a very like snapshot in time. So I
laughed a little bit. I think I
I
chuckled a little bit because of how bad certain things were. That I was like, oh god, like how cheesy it was. But I was like okay with it. I was like, okay, well that's the type of movie that we're watching. It is a movie about two people that somehow switch bodies, and we're all, oh yeah, this is fine. Again, I still think grandma or mom should arrest these people that live that work
that switch people's bodies unwillingly.
Right?
Like that's like
and like
the
woman who speaks the two languages and knows her mom's about to do it is like somewhat okay with this and like should freaking institutionalize her mother. Like switch the body with her mother and like realize the mother should realize this is crazy. Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Well,
stop it.
I will let you know that so for Freakier Friday, the mother, the actor, she's back. She's back in the film.
I'm telling you, she does this shit. She gets off on this.
Dude, imagine she's just like she has dementia, doesn't know what she's doing, just keeps doing it to random people. Like that makes it darker.
But so many people are back for this film.
I guarantee there's going to be a bunch of people. This one is going to be like a lot of people switch.
Dude, everyone is back. The Stephen Tobolowsky is back. Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis, Chad Michael Murray, right? Haley Hudson, who played her friend Peg, Mark
Chad
Harmon.
Michael Murray's back?
Of course he is.
Oh my God, is he going to be in a band? Are they going to be band members?
Dude, I don't know, but Ryan Malgarini, the kid who played. Oh my God, the kid that played the little brother, he's back. Christina Vidal's back. Lucille Song, who played the grandmother, she's back.
Bro, everyone's taking this check, bro. Everyone's like, oh, I'll do it. Yeah.
Let's
what
go.
do you mean? make some
Yeah.
money on this movie I made years ago that was okay, fine.
Oh God.
Have you seen the movie Family Switch?
Family
that? No.
Switch.
Yes.
I'll have to look this
No.
up.
Okay, that recently came out. I watched it. So the family switches. So the mom and dad switch with the sister and the brother.
No.
That's what this is gonna be. I guarantee there's gonna be more than one switch.
Oh, dude.
That's
No,
what it's
I
gonna
hope
be.
not.
That movie got a
Because-
45% on Rotten Tomatoes, man.
Yes,
Wow.
Billy. It was too many switches. It was too many. You can't have 4 switches.
This plot's
That's a
Too
lot
many
of
going
switches.
on. Too many people trying to shine.
That's
All right.
a lot of fortune
You only
cookies.
need 2 people shining.
Ed
Yeah, it
Helms
is a
and
lot.
Jennifer Garner. Geez, Ed Helms is really scraping the bottom of the barrel nowadays, huh?
Oh,
Jesus
boy.
Christ.
I know. Dude,
Guys.
shout out to
guys.
Harold Gould, who played the grandfather. He died in 2010.
Listen, I think they should have the mother switch. Like, so she needs to switch with someone totally different. Because the mother who's switching these people needs to learn a lesson.
Oh,
Well, she's
Lucille
not going to
Song?
know what's going on. She's going to switch her like the homeless guy outside the restaurant, and then all hell will break
It's
loose.
too
They'll know
much,
what's
man.
going on. Like they just
Too
go
much.
crazy off the rails.
There's going to be more than one person. It can't be just Jamie Lee Curtis and
Okay.
Lindsay switches
Okay.
You
again.
can't repeat
And
the
then-
cycle.
and then
like, that'd be
it's-
ridiculous.
And seriously, you can also like a 40-year-old switching with like what is Jamie Lee Curtis now? Like she's like 70 something.
yeah,
I don't
something
know, but
early
dude-
70s, I guess.
So like that's not that much of like I'm not saying that it isn't a switch. Like of course you're gonna see what it's like to be an 80-year-old person, but like there's no real lesson to be learned. Like
Well,
it has to
yeah.
be a child and an older person
Okay, so okay.
for it to be a lesson learned.
That is hilarious. Dude, I just want to see a switcheroo movie where an adult goes into a baby. So
Yes.
they
Oh my
can't
God.
communicate at all.
Yes.
They're just and then the baby is the adult, so they're like pooping their pants and like
Yeah, they don't
vomiting
know.
everywhere. Like let's get
it would
into
be
this.
like Look Who's Talking, but more ridiculous.
Oh my god, that
Oh
movie.
my
we
God.
should do Look Who's Talking. I love Look Who's Talking.
No,
I'd
you
be down with
don't.
that.
Sentient
Look Who's Talking
babies,
is
telepathic
ridiculous.
babies,
That
Yo,
would
it's
be
Bruce
good.
Willis,
telepathic
isn't it?
babies.
Isn't it?
No, it's
no, it's not. It's not Bruce Willis.
fuck, who is it?
Who plays
No.
John
Mikey?
Travolta. John Travolta.
No, John
No,
Travolta
it is Bruce
the
Willis.
father.
Bruce
Oh,
Willis
the
plays the
cab
baby.
driver.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
Bruce Willis,
Willis is Mikey.
and then
Yes,
Look
you're
Who's
right.
Talking 2, and then
Is
Look
Roxanne.
Who's
Who's
Talking.
talking now?
Roxanne
Now,
is in.
wait.
Roxanne is Look
that the
Who's
dog?
Talking too. No,
The
Roxanne
dog one is
the-
Look Who's
Yeah.
Talking Now. That's with
Yeah.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's where it jumped the shark. But like the first one, I have probably not watched that movie in 20 years. Like
In
I would
years.
watch
We'll,
that.
we'll have to
I
watch
would
that one.
I
Yeah,
would watch
but
that one.
Just with third,
What about Animal? Not Animal House.
Homeward Bound.
No, there's another one. The woman who was in Cheers, not the blonde hair, but the brunette.
Yeah,
What is her name? Kirstie
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley.
She's the mom in Look Who's Talking now.
Yeah.
She is, but she's in another movie. It's like a crazy house. The heck happens in this movie? Oh man, now it's
Losing it.
escaping me. Hold
Yeah.
on. What's her name again?
Kirstie
Kirstie
Alley.
Alley.
So I'm
She
looking
died
it up
recently,
now.
too.
We'll, yeah, she died 3 years ago now. So okay, just while you're looking at that, Manny, if you want
Okay.
to look at that, she was in a movie called It Takes Two in 1995. Maybe it's that.
That's not what I'm talking about. This is another. It's not a switcheroo. It's like it's a movie. It's a house that like they invite family over. They destroy the house. There's all these parties that are going on. And
Oh my God,
Madhouse. Madhouse.
okay.
Yo, that
I don't know if I
movie
ever
was
saw that.
crazy.
Now, I don't, you hear
Dude.
these movies that hunk like I don't know what you're. So you're
we
right. You
gotta
had
do
too
Hunk.
much. You had too
We
much
gotta
cable.
do Hunk. It was crazy too.
But okay, so according to the IMDb for Freakier Friday,
1990s Madhouse. We're watching it.
okay,
We're
put
watching
it on the
Put
list.
it in there.
Put it on the list.
All right.
Years after Tess and Anna endured an identity crisis, Anna now has a daughter and a soon-to-be stepdaughter. So now Anna is also having a stepdaughter. So I guess her husband dies. As they navigate the challenges that come when two families merge, or Chad Michael Murray and her get divorced, I don't know. Tess and Anna discover that lightning might strike twice.
Oh Jesus.
So, that's it. You know, who knows what's about to happen with that fucking movie. But did you guys like Chad Michael Murray's rendition of Baby Hit Me One More Time?
Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, cause I need to know now.
I hate you guys.
Oh my god.
So let's put this to the test. So Freaky Friday from 2003. Manny, what do you got?
I thought I said it.
I don't know.
said
Then
it
there was a
stays
whole
nostalgic.
tangent.
It stays nostalgic.
All right.
Let's get over this thing.
I'm gonna say the same.
You're gonna say the same.
Billy, he liked it.
He
here's
doesn't
the
say
thing.
it passes.
Yeah, but it's okay.
I
Pico.
think
Just say
that
what you
No
feel.
judgment,
movie-
bro. No judgment.
You should
bro.
go
I
hang
think-
out with the movie boners.
Wow, Manny, that was here. That's a low blow. Though we love you, movie boners.
Whoa!
Shout out
Sleepy
to movie
G's probably
boners.
likes this movie also. Any movie
Yo,
that
but
Billy
Sleepy
doesn't
G
really like,
hates
Sleepy
Ben
G
Affleck. Listen to the Con Air episode.
Oh my
You'll
God,
know
hates
what he hates. I'm gonna say this passes, and this is why. I think it's right on the border of being nostalgic, but like I had a good time watching it. I think it was funny, and I think it deserves a sequel. We'll see what that sequel's about in August. We'll see what happens. I've seen worse movies. I still think
That's a fair assessment.
this is better than Airborne. I'd rather watch this than Airborne.
Airborne. Oh, is that the
Wow.
roller skating movie?
Yes,
you guys
it's
did that
the
one?
roller
rollerblading
skating
movie.
movie, Billy, and it's a fantastic movie. Devil's
Where they
Backbone.
skate down the
Snake,
hill. Yeah,
Snake,
with
Jack
the
Black
fucking-
is in it. Come on,
who's the other guy that's in it? The redhead guy that did
Still,
like Robot
Seth.
Chicken.
Seth Green.
Seth,
Yes.
Seth Green.
bro. Billy, it's a great movie.
Not
Don't
a great
listen
movie.
to Dan.
Billy.
It's still not as good as Gleaming the Cube with Christian Slater. Now that is
Okay,
crazy.
Absolutely.
We'll have to watch that. And what's that other movie?
And
with that
Madhouse.
movie with Kevin Bacon, Quicksilver, where he rides a bike through Manhattan. He's a courier.
Oh,
a
yes,
bike
I've
courier.
seen it.
That movie's fucking nuts.
Kevin Bacon's in a lot of like good bad 80s movies, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we're
he's
gonna
like
have
That
to-
movie is also
classic.
about the stock market.
You
Yeah,
should
we
do a
might
have
Kevin
to do
Bacon episode.
Oh, we'll have to.
He was just
well,
a really
it's-
fun. That commercial that he was in was pretty fun. The bacon
Oh, yeah.
commercial. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that
we're
was
gonna
good.
have. We should do Tremors soon. That has to be when.
Yeah.
when we have to
Or
do
what's
that.
the
Let's
one?
just
Do you
save
remember the
that
one where
for
he's like a youth counselor where they go on a hike and Sean Astin's in it and then he like falls and breaks his leg and all the kids have to get him out of there and he's like the biggest prick in the world beforehand and then they have to save his life. You guys ever see that one?
Oh, I don't even.
No,
know.
but I've seen the River Wild or something where
Oh,
he's like
that's
he
a good
plays a
movie.
criminal
I saw that
and
in
he
the movie
like
theater.
forces that girl to like get him through the whitewater rafting.
Yeah, Meryl Streep.
Yeah, Meryl Streep. Madhouse.
Yeah.
You guys got to watch Madhouse. It was a stupid ass movie.
I'm gonna have to send Whitewater. No, not yeah. Whitewater Summer is this other one. I'm gonna send this one to
He
you. guys.
loves white water, river, wild. He's always in like what's this? I don't know
Bro,
what's going on.
it's Kevin Bacon, man.
Come
Kevin
on the
Bacon
show.
does everything, bro.
We'd
Yeah,
love
come
to
on the
talk
show,
to you.
Kevin Bacon. We love you, Kevin Bacon.
So that's it for Freaky Friday.
I want to be
Everyone,
1 degree away from Kevin Bacon.
Fuck yeah.
everyone, put your thoughts in the comments. Hit us up. Let us know what you think of Freaky Friday. Favorite parts to it. Your favorite characters. Does it pass the nostalgia test for you? And we'll be back. Probably be back in August to do Freakier Friday. Now that it's on the list, we have to then watch. Billy's very excited. He's like, "Fuck being the co-host."
Have we done Rookie of the Year?
We have not
Ooh,
actually.
That's a good one too.
The
Yeah.
star of Rookie of the Year. I would love to have him on. I think he has a band now.
He does.
I'd love
Um,
to have Gary Busey on too because he's nuts.
Oh boy. All I want to talk to Gary Busey about is his scene in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, it's so good. Do you remember they said that show I'm with Busey where they had some guy follow him around because he's like literally fucking nuts and like
Oh,
the guy
God.
was his personal assistant and it was just like craziness all the time.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah. There's so much to do. Now that you're officially a
Hey,
co-host,
Utah.
Billy.
Give me
We
two.
got, we got so much coming, and Billy's
Oh, yeah.
hot takes are coming for some of these movies.
They are. Yeah, this was
but-
a light one.
This was a light
This is
one.
PG.
But the thing
Yeah.
was, I think because it wasn't as bad as it could be. Like I feel like
Agreed.
there are movies that we've done that were like total disaster.
Hey, I was surprised that it
Santa
held
Claus
up.
movie?
I thought this was gonna fucking fail. I thought
Santa
this
Claus
was gonna
movie.
be. I did leave it that night. I'm like, the movie wasn't great, but it wasn't like I was gonna say, yo, this
Exactly.
totally fails the test. Like it was fun.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
It is what
Yeah,
it is. What it
it's
is,
entertaining.
basically.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, everyone. Check out everything that we got. Go to our
And suggest our
Linktree.
tests. We don't always have to do movies.
Yeah,
It's just
and
they're
we have a
easier to do and watch.
Yeah, we have a
Toys.
suggested test on the
And not
website.
fucking music like Metallica. Let's do some other ones.
We'll do some music
Constantly.
coming up, and then and we have
The
we're
Newfound
on
Glory.
Substack.
Yes,
Hit up our
that'd be good.
Substack. Oh my God, hit us up on Substack. You just hit the link tree in the notes, and then you'll see all our social media and everything, and watch the episodes on YouTube and share this shit with everyone that you know, and then maybe we'll come to your town.
Yes.
Click that like and subscribe, people.
Smash it! All right, everyone. See you in the next test. Peace.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter @NostalgiaTest and on Instagram @TheNostalgiaTest. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.